Nowadays, so many people are online. We share who we are on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media websites, but some other people aren't so honest. Statistics show that 85% of college students spend at least 6 hours on Facebook or Twitter a week. This growth of social media has actually led to a growth of internet impersonation. Some people share their true identities, others their fake ones. They have their reasons, such as a lack of confidence, they're just doing it for fun, or they mean to harm people. Our first guest thought she found love online. Her name is Jade. Welcome, Jade. So you fell in love with someone online?
Yeah, 4 years ago when I was on Facebook, I got a friend request from this fairly good-looking man named Tom, and I decided to add him, and he immediately sent me a message. We began talking every day. Well, I live in Virginia, and he lives in Texas, so I knew that meeting each other was going to be hard. I always asked him to talk on our video message, and he kept saying he didn't have a camera or he didn't have good service. It was weird because he had profile pictures, so obviously he had a camera.
Right.
But he was there for me when I needed him the most, so we never met, but we fell in love.
Have you two ever tried to meet in person?
He had planned to come to my town to meet me, so my friend and I went to a cafe, and he just never showed up. We waited for hours and hours, and he just wouldn't respond to anything. So finally he did that night. He texted me and said that his phone had died and he must have been at the wrong cafe.
So he didn't even try and contact you while he was there?
No, and you would think that he drove all that way, he would have tried to reach me.
So how did you discover that he wasn't who he was saying he was?
About a month later, I got a call from him, and he said that he really wanted to meet me and talk about something. I told him if he didn't show up again, then I was done, and we decided to meet at a park downtown.
So did he show up?
Yes, but it was not who I had seen in the photos. He was way shorter, heavier, bald, and his name was Harold.
So why did he lie about these things?
I was really mad at first, but he convinced me to stay and talk. And he said that in the past he had just been made fun of because of his looks, and he just couldn't find a girlfriend. He decided to go online to find love and use someone else's photo because he just didn't think that people would be attracted to the way that he looked. He said he chose to finally tell me because his feelings for me were really strong, and he felt that I deserved to know.
So, do you still talk to Harold?
Every now and then, but not like we used to. Due to this, it's just hard for me to trust people online because they can truly be just whoever they want to be.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. Hopefully this will help others realize that people aren't always who they say they are online. Our next guest is Ben from Morocco. He made an account of Prince Moulay Rashid on Facebook, and now may be facing time in prison. Welcome, Ben. Now, tell us about this account that got you into trouble.
I actually just moved to Morocco from America a few years ago for a job. I really admire Prince Moulay Rashid, so I created a fake account of him on Facebook. I kept it online for a few days before someone took it down. There were so many profiles of celebrities on Facebook that I never really thought about creating a profile that would harm him in any way.
Did you contact anyone from this account?
No, I didn't contact anybody from the account.
So how do you feel about this account now?
I mean, it was just a joke. I mean, I truly am sorry for what I did and making my family and friends look bad for his mistake.
Ben can now face up to 5 years in prison. We contacted his lawyer, Ali Amar, and he commented with this. He may have 5 years in prison for having done what thousands of people throughout the world do every day, create a profile of a celebrity or star on Facebook. This is a cultural problem. This is the first time that a Moroccan poses as a very important personality on the internet. This is already a commonplace practice in Europe and the United States. Thank you for coming here and sharing with us your story, Ben.
Thanks for having me, Travis. It was good being here.
No problem. The next person that we have on the show today was cyberbullied by someone who had a fake profile. Now, experts say that cyberbullying can cause people to feel the need to delete their accounts or even end their lives. Her name is Macy. Welcome, Macy.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So how has fake identity on social media affected you?
I was on Twitter last year and I received a message from a girl named Megan. I had never seen her before, I've never heard about her, but I went to her page and I saw that she was friends with a lot of my friends too, so I figured maybe she was from my hometown.
What did that message say?
The first message said hey, so I decided to message back, but after all she kept saying were mean things like, "You're so ugly, kill yourself, nobody likes you." I didn't reply, but she just kept sending messages like those.
Did you tell anybody about this?
I showed my parents, but they just told me to ignore it. I blocked her and she just made another account and kept messaging me. This began to really bother me and affect my life. I then again had to block her. The next day I woke up to a bunch of text messages saying all those hurtful things again to me.
So had you asked your friends if they knew this girl?
I did, but they claimed they didn't know her.
How had these messages affected you?
Well, my parents were realizing how bad these hurtful messages were affecting me. Because I had no motivation to do anything, I began to think my life wasn't important anymore. This girl made me feel so unwanted and hated. My parents got me help in therapy and then helped me to find out who this girl really was.
How did you pursue to find out who the person was?
I looked up the number online and traced it to a name that sounded familiar. It happened to be the phone number of an old friend of mine named Brooke.
Did you confront her about this?
Yes, and she denied it, but I know it was her because we have proof. Ever since that day, she stopped harassing me, and I'm sure it is her because, we have proof.
So why do you think she did this to you?
Well, her and I had a falling out a few years ago over some boy drama. She's probably still angry and jealous about it and just wanted to get back at me. So she made a Megan account that was a cover-up so she can do this to me.
Wow. Well, how has it affected you?
Now I am doing much better. I keep all my accounts private and I try to stay out of drama.
Well, I'm glad things are much better for you now. Thank you for sharing your story with all of us. Cyberbullying is a very serious problem and needs to be dealt with quickly before it escalates to something more serious, like an injury or an assault. According to experts, over half of adolescents and teens have been bullied online, and about the same number have engaged in cyberbullying. It is very important to be mindful and safe when using the internet. It doesn't matter if you're making online dating profiles or your Facebook profiles or just accounts for fun. Cyberbullying is real and it has real effects. For more information on how to be the safest you can be, visit the National Children's Advocacy Center online at www.nationalcac.org for more information on how you can stay safe. Thanks to all of our guests today and our great sources.